Hare Krishna. I'm sorry I'm late. I hope you can hear me. There's something wrong with my internet connection. There was something wrong. Anyway, I hope it works now. Okay. A minute. No. I made a mistake.
You're studying one. You did not write it.
I did not write it here. I must have written it in the Telegram group. Anyway, let me open. Oh, everything is going so slow.
You have not written. Here also.
No, last week I did not teach. No, I remember. Last week I did not teach because I was not. Okay.
Now we start tomorrow.
This one for it. 23. Correct. Okay. One, 4. 26. ममापि कर्मं भाग्यं पार्थानां तेषु मध्यमः भीमसेनो मम भ्राता कनीयान् वयसा प्रियः. It's my greatest fortune that Pritha's middle son Bhimasen is also my dear younger brother. This is all Hanuman speaking. Let me also open up the version. Hanuman has just finished describing himself as unfortunate, but by speaking about the Pandavas, he now considers himself transformed into a most fortunate person. He praises his own good fortune, remembering that he and Bhima are both sons of the wind god Vayu. Bhima is the second eldest of the 5 Pandavas, but among the Parthas, the 3 sons of Pandu's first wife, Pritha, his place by birth is in the middle, Mother Pritha. Pritha is the same as Kunti Devi. Is herself an intimate devotee of Krishna. So Hanuman is even more honored to remember that she is his aunt. By saying that Bhima is Kaniyan Vayasa, inferior to himself in age, he subtly implies that Bhima is his superior in character. Kaniyan is inferior, Vayasa, by age. Hanuman admires Bhima so much because he considers Bhima the better devotee. This is right from the commentary. Okay. Swastradhanadi sakhyena yas samyak ganakam pitaha tena tasya ganasyapi priyo madrupavan dvajaha. Lord Krishna, by acts of friendship, like giving his sister in marriage to the Pandava Arjuna, showed Arjuna full mercy. And that Arjuna bears my image on the treasure. And that Arjuna bears my image on the treasured flag of his chariot. Lord Krishna's sister Subhadra is a direct expansion of his internal potency. That is from Gopi Brahman Prabhu. And Lord approved her marriage to Arjuna. Later in the Kurukshetra war, the Lord agreed to drive Arjuna's chariot. These favors distinguish Arjuna as the most dear to Krishna among the Pandavas. Therefore, Hanuman is proud to have his own image on Arjuna's battle flag. Prabhu Priyatamanam tu prasadam paramam vina Nisiddhyati priya seva dasanam na phalatyapi. Without unconditional mercy of the Lord's most beloved friends, a devotee's loving service can never succeed or bear fruit. What is this? By now, Hanuman's excessive and unalloyed prema is awakened to such an extent that he feels stirred to go see the Pandavas at once. And he is about to propose to Narada just that. So therefore he speaks. Prabhu Chaturgrihi. He speaks texts 87, texts 88, 89, 90, 91. One can never become a recognized servant of the Lord. In other words, one can never enter the rasa of dasya without the blessings of perfect devotees like the Pandavas. Even if one externally makes a show of such service, one will not reap the fruit of satisfying Krishna and enjoying transcendental ecstasy. Pure devotional service proceeds completely under the authority of the Lord's beloved devotees. Tasmat Bhagavata Shrestha Prabhu Priyatamo Chitam Tatra no Gamanam Tesham Darshanashrayane Tatha. Therefore, best of the Vaishnavas, most dear devotee of the Lord, let us go together to see the Pandavas and take shelter of them. Hanuman's words indicate that he considers Narada as blessed as the Pandavas in receiving Lord Krishna's favor. हे भागवत श्रेष्ठ प्रभु प्रियतम एवं संबोधन द्वयेन तस्यापि पांडव सादृश्य उक्त्या महाभाग्य सूचितम्. Sanatana Goswami points out that he has referred to Narada Muni as, O best of the Vaishnavas, Bhagavata Shrestha, the most dear devotee of the Lord, Prabhu Priyatama. So, through these two addresses, he indicates that Narada Muni is like the Pandavas and that he is greatly fortunate. Since both Hanuman and Narada are servants in the Dasya mode, it is entirely fitting. Since both Hanuman and Narada are servants in the Dasya mode, it's entirely fitting for them to visit the Pandavas at their residence. So you stay with them to learn about devotional service. न च केवलं गमनमेव तेषाम् अनुवृत्तिरपि त्यागतथेति. Apart from being fit to see the Pandavas, Hanuman and Narada should be able to receive from them special mercy by rendering such services as standing guard for them at night. Yadva Sharanagatapena Ashraya Grahanam Uchitam. It is appropriate that they should take shelter of these more advanced devotees. That is how they think. That is how Hanuman thinks. So one thing we can notice here, that amongst Prema Bhaktas, there is no question of Matsarya, malice. Everyone wants to serve more advanced devotees. Ayodhyayam tadanim tu prabhuna vishkratam nayat Mathuraika pradeshe tad dvarakayam tadarshitam Paramaishwarya madhurya vaichityam vrindashodhuna Brahma Rudradi Dustarkyam Bhakta Bhakti Vivardhanam. Never in Ayodhya did the Lord disclose what he now reveals in the district of Mathura, known as Dwaraka. Countless varieties of supreme opulence and sweetness, one after another, which Brahma, Rudra, and the other demigods can hardly fathom. These glories expand the love of his devotees. Kimcha Parama Mahalabhas Tatra Bhavita. One will attain a great, supremely great benefit. Then, as Hanuman looks forward to the inestimable benefit he and Narada will achieve in Dwaraka, he reaches the peak of eagerness. Shri Mathuraya Eka Pradesha Ekamsha Rupa Dwaraka. Tasyam iti artha. Dwaraka is an aspect of Shri Mathura. During the ancient time when the Madhudevan ruled Mathura, that kingdom extended all the way to the Western Ocean and included the region of Dwaraka. Shri Harivamsha confirms this in the words of Madhu himself, spoken to the son-in-law of Vikadru. Swagatam Vatsaharyashva Pritosmi Tavadarshana Yadetan Mama Rajyam Vai Sarvam Madhuvanam Vina Dadami Tavarajendra Vasascha Pratigrihyatam Palayainam Shubham Rashtram Samudranubhushitam Gosamriddham Shriyajishtam Mabhira Prayamanusham Atrate Vasatastat Durgam Giripuram Mahat Bhavita Parthiva Vasa No Bhavita Parthiva Vasa Surashtra Vishayo Mahan Anupravishayashchaiva Samudrante Niramayaha Anartam Namate Ashram Bhavishyatya Yatam Mahat. Welcome, dear boy Haryashva. I'm happy to see you. Let me give you this, my entire kingdom, except for the Madhuvan forest. Please agree to live here and rule this splendid kingdom, graced by the shores of the ocean. It is rich with cows and people, mostly by Abhira cow herds. During your stay here in the district of Saurashtra, there will come to be a great mountain fortress, fit for the residence of kings and unequaled by any other royal estate. Your vast kingdom will be called Anartha. Then there is also a quote from Varaha Purana. Sometimes, of course, the land of Mathura is measured as being smaller. That is from Sri Gauranga. In the Varaha Purana, for example, we hear the Supreme Lord refer to my district of Mathura extending for 20 yojanas. Vimshati yojananam tu Masuram Mandalam. But he's also quoting Evam Samudrantameva Shri Mathura Rashtram Yeyam. So from that Harivamsha quote, we understand that the kingdom of Sri Mathura extended all the way up to the ocean. The smaller Mathura Mandala is the area marked by the footprints of Sri Nandanandan, who frequently wanders and plays there, tending his cows. So in that way, we understand that it is most pure. Then Mandalasya Parama Pavanatvadiguna Pyuhyam. The supreme opulences of the personality of Godhead are manifest in Dwaraka because Dwaraka is part of the greater Mathura. So glorification of Dwaraka is also in effect glorification of Mathura. There are still some remarks from Sanatana Goswami. Mad Dishtattama Sevacha Visheshatah Adhuna Vridhim Apsyati Ityashenaha Bhakteti Tat Anubhavena Prema Bhara Udaya. Being overwhelmed by love for the Supreme Lord, he says that I will develop affection for the Lord's devotees because his dearmost service will be enhanced there. He wants to do menial services to the Supreme Lord, and therefore it will be very nice. Shri Narada Vacha. Hanuman declines to go to Hastinapur. Shri Narada Vacha. Ah kivuktam ayodhyayam iti vaikunthatopina uttishthata tatra gachhavas satvaram sakhe. Shri Narada said, what are you saying? Something unseen in Ayodhya? It's not seen even in Vaikuntha. Get up, my friend. We should go there at once. Srila Sanatan Goswami comments that Narada is ready to go either to Dwaraka or to the Pandavas' capital, Hastinapur. Both are equally good destinations. With the interjection, Narada gives voice to distress at not having seen such splendor in Ayodhya or Vaikuntha. And with the repeated request, Uttishta, Uttishta, he expresses extreme eagerness to go. So that kind of Parameshwarya, Madhurya, Vaichitya, that kind of variegatedness of supreme opulence and supreme sweetness was not revealed by the Lord in Ayodhya or in Vaikuntha. Parikshit Vacha. Atha Kshanam Nishashvasa Hanuman Dhairyasagaraha Jagadanardam Natva Kshanam Hridi Vimrishyasa. Parikshit said, Hanuman, the ocean of sobriety, then sighed for a moment, and after brief time and thought, he bowed down to Narada and spoke. Hanuman's strict loyalty, Lord Ramachandra, made him reconsider what he had been thinking. He was a Dhairya Sagara. He was an ocean of sobriety, meaning he was an ocean of soberness. Nijaika Pativratya Chinta Dukhya Dhairya Sagara. He was filled with worry and distress about his extreme loyalty to his own master. He concludes that to go running off to Dwaraka, leaving aside his regular worship, would violate his exclusive devotion. Tadrishyam vidrikshayam jatayam api tatha tadrishyam narada preranayam api gamanartha anutthana nijaika pativratya bhangadi vicharanat cha. He considered that even though he developed such a desire to see, and even though he was impelled by Narada Muni in this manner, he was still hesitant to go because he was considering that this would break his own loyalty to his own master and so on. So he bows down to Narada to ask forgiveness before saying no to what Narada has suggested. Natva iti tad vakyat anadara aparadha shamapanartham yaya. So he bows down to Narada Muni in order to tell him, I'm very sorry, I will not be able to do what you say. Sri Hanuman Vacha Shriman Mahaprabhostasya Preshthana api sarvatha tatra darshana sevartham prayanam yuktamevana. Sri Hanuman said, certainly it would be fitting for us to visit Dwaraka to see the Pandavas and offer them service, for they are in all respects most dear to the personality of Godhead and his consort. Two good reasons to visit the Pandavas are to see them and to offer them service. Or the reason is actually one, because seeing them, darshana, is itself personal service and transcendental worship. Darshanam eva seva, parama upasanam. It is the supreme method of worship and meditation of the Supreme Lord. In the Sri Vaishnava line, even now, they refer to seeing the deity as serving the deity. They will ask, did you serve Lord Ranganath today? It means, did you go and see the Lord? Seeing the Lord itself is service to the Lord. We should introduce this kind of language. Did you serve Radha Madhav today? Kintu tena adhuna jasram mahakarunya madhuri yatha prakashyamanaste gambhira purvatodhika. But the Lord is now displaying uncommonly intense mercy and sweetness, more confidential than anything he has ever shown before. Vichitra Leela Bhangi cha tatha paramamohi muninam abhigyanam yayasyat paramo brahma. Those wonderful, playful pastimes are so supremely enchanting that they bewilder even self-realized sages. Hanuman is about to admit his fear of offending Sri Krishna. And his devotees, Yadi Kadachit Tadiya Tatal Leela Darshanad Anyesham Iva Mamapi Brahmadikam Syat Tada Aparadasya. Sri Sanatana Goswami notes that if somehow he sees various pastimes of Lord Krishna, and like others, he also becomes mistaken and so on, then there will be an offense on his part. Tasmacha aham visheshena shankam prapnomi ityartha. Therefore, he was specifically frightened of this. Even in Dwaraka, what to speak of Vrindavan, the mood of devotion service in the company of Shri Krishna is more relaxed than Hanuman is accustomed to. So he is worried about becoming confused and doing something wrong. At the same time, he readily acknowledges that the charm of Dwaraka and the intensity of Krishna's mercy there have never been shown anywhere else, even in Ayodhya. Paramamohini Tvamaha, extremely bewildering. Even great sages become bewildered. Ayam avataro avatari tyadi bhrantisya. Yato lokapitam Veda Pravartakacharyo Moham Brahma Pyavindata. Just see how even your father, Brahma, grandfather of the world, founder Acharya of the Vedic teachings, was confused by the pastimes of Krishna. Aho. Aho means oh, Vismaye. In astonishment, he says that. Because of his sportive pastimes, we know that every activity performed by that man should be putting. Leela Bhangita. When Krishna, we know all activities performed by the Supreme Lord are pastimes, in the form of Lord Narayana, in the form of Lord Ramachandra, in the form of Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, everything is a pastime. We know that. But in his Swayam Rupa, in his original form, he engages in various pastimes in a very sportive manner. So because of that, Veda Pravartaka Manuvadina va Guru Rupadeshta Etadrishaha api amuhyat. Lord Brahma, who is the guru of the propagators of the Veda, referring to Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma is the guru of the great acharyas like Vyasadeva or Manu, who promote Vedic teachings. Even that Lord Brahma became bewildered. During that pastime, when he had kidnapped the cowherd boys and the calves, and when Krishna had shown a series of supreme wonders, he lost his intelligence and even his ability to engage in appropriate activities. Brahma is the first of all the Vedic acharyas, the Manus, the Vyasas, and so on. But when he kidnapped Krishna's friends and calves, he was shown such a display of Krishna's supreme magic that he lost his power to act and to think. Vanaranam abuddhinam adrisham tatra ka katha vetsitvam api tadvrittam tad vishanke paradhataha. So what can be said about foolish forest monkeys like me? because of how strangely Krishna's pastimes unfold, as you also know, I'm afraid of committing offenses. Simply by seeing those pastimes, you will become confused. If Brahma could become bewildered in Krishna's presence, Hanuman thinks, then I will lose my intelligence the moment I see him. Someone might try to explain to Hanuman. But those who are bewildered like that are Gyanis, sages attached to dry knowledge. Brahma became confused because of attachment to his knowledge and high position. Nanu jnanapara muneha bhrantaah bhavantu nama mahadhikara sambandhena brahma api mukhyatu. By having a great post, even Brahma became bewildered. Bhaktanam tu taya mohanam katham sambandhena. How is it possible? Devotees, pure devotees, obviously in this context, how would they become confused, bewildered? Where is that possibility? But pure devotees won't succumb to the same bewilderment. Hanuman's answer is that Narada himself became bewildered when he visited Dwaraka and saw in each of 16,000 palaces a different Krishna. Tasya leela bhangya vrittam dwarakayam prati manishi griha pranamana. Also. Krishna is certainly, he's not a polygamist, he's a monogamist. He's a polymorphous monogamist. He has only one wife, but he becomes 16,000 Krishnas and each Krishna has one wife, so he's monogamist. Astam vananya bhavanam dasanam pramagati Prabhu vichitra leelaiva prema bhakti vivardhini. Let the wonderfully variegated, varied pastimes of the Lord be the very life of his servants who think of nothing but him. For such devotees, those pastimes always increase the ecstasy of love of God. So remember, the pastimes of the personality of Godhead is not only his devotees, Gati, the aim of all their endeavors, it is Paramagati, their only resort and protection from all dangers. Sarvapatsu Sharanam, Acha Kevalam Gati. This is the shelter for he is their only shelter from all kinds of calamities that can come about. This verse is an answer to an objection. Nanu tarhi paramasevyasya bhagavata darshanam tad eka apekshakaihi sevakaihi kim nakartavyameva ityashankya tad svikrityapi tatra nija prayanam anyatha parihrati. Yes, the Supreme Lord is the supreme object of service. And for those who exclusively depend on him, it is certainly a fact that his servants have to see him. But that does not apply for me in this particular situation. With this in mind, he speaks 6 verses beginning with text 99. We just saw text 99. Athapi saja vyaj karuna komalatmani avakra bhava prakrita varya dharma pradarshike ekapatyam vratadhare sada vinaya vruddhaya lajaya vanata shrimad vadane dho vilokane jagadrana shiladhe yodhya purapurandare maharajadhirajeshri sita lakshmana sevite Bharata Jayasi Prishta Sugrive Vanareshware Vibhishanashrite Chapa Pano Dasharathatmaje Kaushalya Nandane Srimad Raghunatha Swarupini Swasminatyantiki Pritir Mama Tenaiva Varthita. Even so, I simply feel more attracted to the Supreme Lord in his eternal identity as Sri Raghunath, the son of Dasharatha and joy of Mother Kaushalya. His heart always tender with natural, unaffected compassion. He is spontaneously attracted to loving exchanges with his devotees, exchanges free from any tinge of duplicity. He demonstrates how to follow properly the religious duties of a civilized people, and he upholds the strict vow of having only one wife. In the shyness of innate humility, his face always looks downward, his eyes fixed on the ground. His exalted character stands with bow in hand, the king of kings, the hero of the city Ayodhya, served by Sita and Lakshmana. This older brother of Bharata rules the race of monkeys as the dear friend of Sugriva and gives shelter to Vibhishana. By my hearing of the pastimes of Krishna, the unlimited loving attraction I feel toward my own master has increased. यद्यपि एवं सर्वथा तत्र Agamanam yuktameva. Even though it is appropriate that I should go to see Lord Krishna, Athapi, still I am attracted to the Supreme Lord's form as Raghunath, Sri Ramachandra. And my appreciation for the great Lord, Tenaiva Mahaprabhuna, Sri Devaki Nandanena, Mama, Atyantiki Paramanishta Prapta Pritihi Bhava Vishesha Varchita Asti. Still, my special loving appreciation for the great Lord, Sri Devaki Nandana, has enhanced, it has increased, it has reached a peak. Still, he enlists 17 features of the Supreme Lord Ramachandra in line with his own natural love for Lord Raghunath. Tasmadasya vasamyatra tadrgrupam idam sada pashyam sakshat sa eveti pibam tat charitamritam. Therefore, I think I shall stay here, constantly seeing him in this form and drinking the immortal nectar of his pastimes. Tasmad tad vishayaka priti vardhanaleto. Because his love will only increase. Therefore, he prefers to stay here. In essence, Hanuman says he is not independent. He cannot go anywhere or do anything on his own. Even though he knows that Lord Rama is an expansion of Sri Devaki Nandana, he must continue to worship Lord Ramachandra. Evam mama kutrapi swatantriyam nasti madikshaya cha kimapi na siddhyati iti bhava. That's the implication. I'm not independent. I'm attracted helplessly to the lotus feet of Lord Ramachandra. So I'll be Yadacha mam kamapyartham uddishya prabhura vayet mahanukampaya kinchit datum seva sukham param. And when the Lord may sometimes call me for some purpose, by his great mercy, he might allow me the transcendental happiness of serving him. Ataha bhagavadikshayeva tatra me gamanam bhavati. When the Lord wills, then I go. He states this in 2.5 verses. Yateti sapada dvayena. If the Lord desires, then I shall go here or there. Hanuman needs to stay in Kimpurshaloka to be ready to answer any special request from Lord Ramachandra. And as Sri Krishna in his pastimes kindly calls for Hanuman to assist, for example, to appear on the Kurukshetra battlefield to frighten the Gauranga soldiers, Hanuman, of course, will gladly come at once to Hastinapur or Dwaraka. Bharata Yuddhado Gaurava Sainya Bhaya Utpadanadi Nimittam. So for that reason or for any other reason, will certainly do it. Yadva nanu tat sevaiva tat paramapriya kim anya prayojanena te tatraha kinchit iti. By his great mercy, he might allow me the transcendental happiness. Kim va mad vishayasneha preritah pranatto mama rupam priyatamam yat tat sandarshayatum ishvaraha. Or inspired by affection for me, the Lord may call me just to show me the beautiful form I love more than my own life. Nanu atrapi tat sampadhyamanam asti. Narada could now reply that since Shri Krishna in fact wants the two of them to come to Dwaraka, Hanuman should agree to fulfill the Lord's desire. Ityashakya swayameva pakshatramaha kim veti. Anticipating this, Hanuman presents another reason for not leaving his post in Kimpurusha Loka. Easier for him than leaving Lord Ramachandra would be simply to give up his life. In Kimpurusha Loka, Hanuman serves his Lord in separation and cannot fully enjoy at every moment the Lord's beauty and the charm of his pastimes. But if called to Lord Ramachandra's side in Ayodhya, if only for some short assignment, Hanuman would leave Kimpurusha Loka at once without a thought. He could never leave for any other purpose. So the idea that he's saying is, Krishna being the source of all the incarnations, he is Sakshat Bhagavan. He is capable of doing whatever he wants. So if he wants, he can reveal himself as Lord Rama. So if that happens, then I'll be very happy. Atracha prasidhyayam akhyayika anusandeya. In this regard, there is famous history that should be considered, that should be scrutinized. A curious story further explains his service attitude. Once Lord Krishna and Dwaraka wanted to break the pride of Garuda and others by showing the steadfast exclusiveness of Vaishnava devotion. So he called Garuda to his lotus feet and told him, please hear my command. You should bring Hanuman from Kimpurusha Loka. Madahagyam shravayatva Kimpurusha varshat mat parshvam Hanumantamanaya. Go to Hanuman and bring him from Kimpurusha varsha. Make him hear my order. This is my order, so make him hear my order. Garuda went, approached Hanuman and told him, Oh Hanuman, the person of the others is calling you, my dear Hanuman. Go to him. But Hanuman, exclusively devoted to Sri Raghunath, ignored Garuda's request. Angered, Garuda tried to take Hanuman to Krishna by force, but Hanuman, with the tip of his tail, pushed him effortlessly away. Garuda fell through the sky and landed at where Krishna, amused to see him, said, Dear Garuda, go back to Hanuman and tell him that Sri Raghunath is calling him. After dispatching Garuda again, Krishna turned himself into Lord Ramachandra and made Sri Balaram become Lakshmana. Swayam cha Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra Swarupaha Bhutva. And Swayam Bhagavan assumed the form of Sri Ramachandra. Sri Balaram Lakshmanam Vidhaya. He made Sri Balaram into Lakshmana. Sita Rupam Kartum Ashaktam Satyabhamam api Vihasya Sri Rukunim Dhrita Sita Rupa Nijavama Parshve Nidhaya Dwarakayam Asi. And then when Satyabhama was unable to accept the form of Sita, then he And Sri Rukmini accepted the form of Sita, placed her to his left. And in that way, he stood in Dwaraka. When Queen Satyabhama seemed unable to turn into Sita Devi, Krishna laughing had Sri Rukmini become Sita instead and placed her at his left side. Now, Satyabhama Devi is Vamasubhava actually. In Vrindavan, there is Radharani, and in Dwaraka, she is Satyabhama. In Vrindavan, there is Chandravali, and Chandravali and Dwaraka is Rukmini. Then the three of them stood waiting for Hanuman at Dwaraka. Garudasya punargatva tathaiva tamavacha. When Garuda met Hanuman, I told him of the Lord's request. Hanuman, filled with ecstasy, responded by running to meet his Lord. He took darshan of the disguised Krishna, Balaram, and Rukmini and offered prayers in devotion. Very much satisfied with Hanuman, the Lord bestowed on him whatever benedictions Hanuman chose. Tada bhaveyam tatrashu tvam tu gacchadya pandavan tesham griheshu tatpasya param brahman narakriti. I must be ready to present myself before whenever he might call. But now, please go visit the Pandavas at their home and see the Supreme Absolute Truth in his appearance like a human being. Having heard Hanuman declare his devotion for Lord Ramachandra, Narada might now want to stay with Hanuman in Kimpurusha Loka. But Hanuman suggests that Narada take the opportunity to see Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna in his most attractive two-armed form is the origin of Lord Narayana. Since the beauty and charm of Krishna cannot ultimately be described, Narada should go see Lord Krishna for himself. Moreover, to know fully Krishna's kindness toward the Pandavas, one must personally see it. So he says this out of compassion. Param Brahma, Sakshat Sri Narayanam Pashya, Drigbhyam Sakshat Guru, with your own eyes, go and directly experience this Supreme Absolute Truth. Sri Narayanam, Atracha Narakriti. And here, he has assumed the form of a human being, Paramasundara Srimad Dvibhujatva Avishkara, because he has revealed the most beautiful form with two hands, with two arms. Tatrapi tad anirvachaniya vividha madhurataram ahatmyam ityatah. Yet there is the glory of different types of undescribable, greater forms of sweetness. So from this it's clear that Hanuman knows that Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. But it's not that just because you know, it is not, this is not some arithmetic calculation that because Krishna exhibits all the 64 qualities and Rama does not exhibit 64 qualities, he exhibits less than that, he exhibits 60 qualities, maybe a little bit more, but not the 64 qualities. Therefore, I should love Krishna. This is not how it is. It's love, spontaneous attraction for the Supreme Lord with full purity. Until we become pure, Sri Baladev Vidyabhushan and Govinda Bhashi has noted, until we come to the point of Ekanta Bhakti, until we come to the point of purity, with the single focus of satisfying the Supreme Lord's senses alone, with no other desire, no desire for anything material, no desire for anything spiritual also, just make the Supreme Lord happy. We don't have a right to meditate exclusively on particular forms of the Lord. It's an offense. Swayameva prasannam yan muni hrid vaga gocharam manoharataram chitram leela madhurima karam. Lord Krishna is fully satisfied in himself. Even great sages cannot perceive him in their hearts or describe him with their words. He is a supreme enchanter, because his wonderful pastimes are the source of endless attraction. The Pandavas did not follow any sadhana for self-realization, yet Lord Krishna was so satisfied with their devotional attitude that he bestowed on them his full mercy, rarely obtained even by accomplished sages. Thus, the Pandavas forever enjoy the most exclusive good fortune. They live in intimate friendship with the supremely attractive Lord, whose pastime activities are full of variety and who is the source of all other attractive persons, including Cupid. Brihad Vratadharam Asman Arhastya Dharmana Samrajya Prittan Matva Mahaparadha Vrito Bhava. Please do not let your intelligence become shrouded by the offensive idea that you and I are staunch celibates and the Pandavas mere householders, distracted by political affairs. In this verse, Hanuman lays to rest any doubt by which one might think that because the Pandavas are wealthy sense gratifiers, renunciants like him and Narada should avoid associating with them. Hanuman here uses the plural form asman to include by implication the four Kumaras and other lifelong celibates. Simply to think that the Pandavas are materialists, even without saying anything against them, is a grave offense against pure Vaishnavas, an offense from which the offender might never ever be able to recover. To think like that is an offense. Therefore, Narada should not start thinking in this way. Hanuman praises the Pandavas, especially Yudhishthira. Nispriha sarvakameshu Krishna padanu sevaya devanam acharyarshya puja. Those Pandavas never desire anything material because they constantly serve Lord Krishna's lotus feet. And indeed, their own lotus feet are worshipped by the spiritual masters of the Paramahamsas. As powerful kings in an age when royal status meant much more than now, the Pandavas commanded immense resources for control and enjoyment. But the Pandavas were attracted only by pure devotion service to Sri Krishna's lotus feet. And so their own feet were worshipped by the greatest of renounced sages. Many men, commonly honored as self-realized saints, are in fact polluted by impersonalism and subtle desires for fame and power. True Paramahamsas are extremely rare in this world, especially in modern times. Even 5,000 years ago, the ecstatic devotion of the Pandavas distinguished them as saints among saints. Ataha Paramahamsanam Antyashrami Murdhanyanam Ye Acharya Guravaha Tairapi Archani Archaitum Yogani Padambujani Yeshate. The lotus feet of the Pandavas are fit to be worshipped by the gurus of the leaders of Paramahamsa sannyasis. This is Sanatana Goswami. Tesham paramatuchatma anubhava sukhanishtatva Tesham cha parama mahanandamaya bhakti rasikatva. Because they are fixed, they, meaning those gurus of the leaders of the Paramahamsa sannyasis, they are fixed in Atmanubhava Sukha, the happiness of experiencing the soul as being different from the body, but which is supremely insignificant for those who have attained the higher status. Whereas these Pandavas, they are relishing bhakti that is supremely and greatly ecstatic and blissful. So from their perspective, this is just some insignificant happiness. And those who are fortunate, the gurus of the leaders of the Paramahamsa Sannyasis, if they are fortunate, they understand that the happiness of Brahmati Rasa is far superior to this mere happiness of, there are actually different levels of happiness of the soul. The lowest level of happiness of the soul, that itself, first of all, it is spiritual, and that is greater than even the happiness experienced by Brahma, is the realization that the soul is different from the body. Superior to that is the happiness of realizing the qualitative oneness of the soul and the Supreme Soul. Then higher than that is the happiness of purely spiritual service to Supreme Soul, which is where Shantadasya Bhakti begins, Prema Bhakti begins. तेषां ज्येष्ठस्य साम्राज्ये प्रवृत्तिर्भगवत्प्रिया अतो बहुविधा देवदुर्लभा राज्यसम्पदः. The eldest of these brothers who stayed out of love for the personality of Godhead. Thus his kingdom is rich in all sorts of assets, rarely enjoyed by the demigods. Evam chet tarki samrajyena kim, then what they're doing with the kingdom? This is an answer to that. If the Pandavas had no interest in royal opulence, why are they so entangled in it? Only as a burden of love. King Yudhishthira accepted the responsibilities of the throne because they afforded great opportunities for spreading Krishna consciousness. Samrajya svikare sati sarvatra bhagavad bhakti pravartanena akhila lokanam paramam hitam syam. If they could accept this kingdom, then everywhere they would be able to propagate devotion service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, because of which all the people would be able to attain the greatest benefit. He knew that two special kinds of service available only in the material world, killing demons and preaching to conditioned souls, please the Supreme Lord even when they involve what seems to be material entanglement. This is from Vidvan. Sanatana Goswami has stated, Tenacha Bhagavata Santosha Visheshasya. And by bringing about supreme benefit to everyone, the Supreme Lord will attain a special satisfaction. So the implication is, it is for this reason that Yudhishthira Maharaj accepted the throne. And this is stated in the first canto. Sutta Goswami says, Api Palad Dharmaraja Krishna Padanu Sevaya. Emperor Yudhishthira administered generously to everyone during his reign. He was exactly like his father. He had no personal ambition and was free from all sorts of sense gratification because of his continuous service unto the lotus feet of the Lord Sri Krishna. Ranjayam Praja, gratifying the citizens, does not mean that Yudhishthira Maharaj pacified them with bread and circuses or a booming materialistic economy. That is from Gopi Brahman. But it is in line with Sanatana Goswami's remark here. Sanatana Goswami has actually commented on this verse. Atracha Prajarajan iti vadatashi sutena bhagavad-bhakti pravartana dvara eva prajarajana. It means he encouraged them to become Krishna conscious and made all practical arrangements towards that end. He satisfied the citizens only through one activity, by spreading Bhagavad Bhakti to them, by making them engage in Bhagavad. Pitravattah palayamasa ityeva abhipretam. So he protected them like a parent with this in mind. The pleasure of pure devotion service is the only real source of satisfaction for all human beings. As Narada tells Shaunaka Rishi in Sri Haribhakti Sudodaya, Ahoti dhanyosi yata samasto janas tvayesha prabalikritoyam utpadaye dyotra bhavarditanam bhakti. Ah, you're most extremely fortunate because the entire population is being empowered by you spiritually. The truly fortunate leader of society is one who can instill devotion for Lord Hari in the hearts of people tormented in material existence. Here, the exact expression for fortunate leader of society, actually leader of society, is Lokapita, father of society. Pitrivad, and in the previous first canto words also you'll see, was exactly Pitrivad Ranjayan Pitrivad means like his father. Another meaning is like their father, like the father of his citizens. So, like the father of their citizens brings to mind this verse of Haribhakti Sudodhar, that if you want to be a good father to the citizens, then you should instill devotion for Lord Hari in the hearts of these people. This is what will make them happy. And Yudhishthir Maharaj, he ruled his kingdom with this in mind. Sanatana Goswami continues. Ataha asmad uktat heto देवै दुर्लभा अपि राज्यं संपदादयः राज्यः युधिष्ठिरस्य कामप्रीति मनोविकार विशेषं जनयितुं क्वचित् कदाचिदपि न अशकन्. So because of this, because King Yudhishthir was fully fixed on service to Krishna's lotus feet and he wanted to bring everybody to that point, therefore, even though he had opulences, kingdom, which were difficult to be achieved even by the Devas, none of these could have an effect on the mind of King happy. At no point, because he was simply interested in serving Krishna. Gopi Pranandu has quoted another verse. The Sutta is about King Yudhishthir. Sampada Kratavo Loka Mahi Shi Vrataro Mahi Jambudvipadhipatyam cha Yashascha Tridivam Gatam Kim te kama surasparha mukunda manasodvija Adhijahtur mudam ragya kshuditasye yathetare. News even reached the celestial planets about Maharaj Yudhishthir's fame, his queen, his stalwart brothers, his extensive land, his worldly possessions, his sovereignty over the planet Earth, and the sacrifices by which he would attain a better destination. O Brahmanas, the opulence of the king was so enchanting that the denizens of heaven aspired for it. But because he was absorbed in the service of the Lord, nothing could satisfy him except the Lord's service. Shuditasya yathetare. Just as a hungry person will not be satisfied with anything other than food, Yudhishthir Maharaj was not satisfied with anything other than service to Lord Krishna. Rajyam, Ragyah Karma Prajapalanam. Ruling a kingdom means to actually take care of the offspring, Sampadaha, and the opulences refer to the various prosperity in the form of pious credits that accrue to a king who gets 1/6 of the pious credits of the citizens. In Vedic civilization, the ruler of a kingdom had the right to claim 1/6 of the citizens' total wealth to maintain the government and his personal household. A king also received 1/6 of the people's karmic reactions, which in a pious domain like that of the Pandavas meant a great stock of good karma. Following the lead of King Yudhishthir, younger brothers helped him rule the kingdom, but were not attracted to material enjoyment. Jeshtasya tatra pravritya Kanishthanavi tatra pravrittihi. Because the elder brother was moving in that direction, the younger brothers also moved in the same direction. Tasya samrajya nacha teshamapi samrajyam ityadi uktya tesham aikyena parasparam parama saubhardena sadharma paranadi mahatmya visheshasya darshitaha. So because they were mutually together in one page, you can say, because of their extreme good wishes towards each other, they were also glorious in carrying out their respective duties and so on. All of this is seen here. The five brothers are famous for their cooperative spirit and their zeal in upholding the highest principles of human civilization. Okay, I'll stop with that. Very interesting. Coming from the words of Sri Hanuman himself. Note here. 1.4.113. Okay. Questions? No questions? All right. Anchayakalpatarviyasya, Kripasinubhyo, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha.